What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Dope. All right, man, look. All right, man, look. All right. Did you guys see the interview with Keith Thurman on Fight Hub TV? I'll put the link in the description below. It was totally ridiculous. Well, Keith Thurman, he said that he doesn't respect Manny Pacquiao. Oh, first, I want to say this. Manny Pacquiao is now the betting favorite against Keith Thurman. Why the change? He is literally the betting favorite now against Keith Thurman. Why the change? I think the change is due to the same reason why I'm becoming less and less confident about my pick, choosing Keith Thurman to be victorious, July 20th. Those training videos, man. Jesus, Manny Pacquiao. Anywho, Keith Thurman said that he doesn't respect Manny Pacquiao. He brought up the Jeff Horn fight. Jeff Horn was manhandling him and all this stuff. And when he was describing why he doesn't respect Manny Pacquiao, I totally felt sorry for Marcos Viegas, man. He was slapping his head, moving his head around, pushing it back, digging his elbow into his chest, pushing him. I mean, jumping on the floor, rolling around. It was a bit much, to say the least. But Keith Thurman said a few things that had weight to it, some value to it when he was breaking. It's in the comments below, but this is what I want to say. In the description below, this is what I want to say. Keith Thurman, he fights with his head and not his heart. He fights with his head and not his heart, okay? His courage comes from a thinking man's perspective. It's not a permanent stain in his heart. That is precisely one of the reasons why I have Keith Thurman beating Manny Pacquiao. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait 1 second. Okay, don't get your panties in a bunch. Wait a second. This is what I'm saying. It's his confidence. Okay? And it's not necessarily a good thing. It's not a permanent. Many fighters, Sean Porter, for example, Errol Spence calling out Canelo Alvarez. Many fighters, okay? Like I said, Sean Porter fighting Ugas, high risk, low reward, stuff. Many fighters test their boundaries and limits. Manny Pacquiao himself, they want to see how great they are. They'll take on a challenge that hey, you got to train out your ass to beat this guy. Can you beat this guy? Brandon Adams against Charlo. Can you beat this guy? So, some people fight with their heart. A lot of people, they like I said, boxing is a metaphor for life. You're pushing your limits. You're testing them. Keith Thurman isn't that. Every fight he goes into it from an analytical perspective. He's not going to take a fight that he thinks he can't win. He's not pushing his limits. That's why he was so confident against Sean Porter. See, him and Sean Porter, they came up together. See, since kids, they've been sparring. Kenny Porter said that. Though the fight itself was uncomfortable, Keith Thurman was comfortable with it. Same for Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, shorter reach, plotty with his footwork. Keith Thurman figured, and plus Danny Garcia, he only punched when you punch. So Keith Thurman figured, hey, I'll hit you and then get the hell out of Dodge. See, I'll beat you on points. That's why he jumped in the ring before then and was up in Danny Garcia's face, calling him out. His confidence. Why he's so confident against Manny Pacquiao with Manny Pacquiao's T-Rex arms. He figures he can dance and be on his toes. Manny Pacquiao would have to get to him. In order for Manny Pacquiao to land a punch with his T-Rex arms, he have to get into Keith Thurman's wheelhouse, right? So Keith Thurman is willing to exchange when he feels like it. That's where his confidence coming from. Case in point, when people bring up Errol Spence, you can see Keith Thurman's soul leaves. His head drops. His voice gets lower. You see the confidence bounce. It's not he don't have that same energy with everyone. Only with those he thinks he can beat. That's why he was so excited on Fight Hub TV in the interview. That's why he sounds so boisterous and boastful and brash about Manny Pacquiao. His confidence comes from up here. He looks at the fight and say, oh, I see how I win. Now let me start talking and being entertaining and being boisterous and being overly confident. Look like I have courage. But he's not going to fight with his heart and test his limits. It's not Keith. I'm not sure if he'll ever fight Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. ShowBizz the dope. But that's my breakdown. Look, Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting the fight. He's a fighter. Keith Thurman is going to be playing to win. I'm out.